Aloha! I just printed out a lot of pages for my Interbank notebook, so I just wanted to show you guys what I'm doing. So the very first tab is my contract, and I updated that pretty recently, so I don't need to touch anything there. If you see, there's a bunch of different contracts as I update things. And then, oh, it's the original handwritten ones, and then here's how you stick in with my value events. And this is the one that you can print out, use to brainstorm. Once you're done with that, you don't really need to come back to it because it turns into your checklist. So and this is how I've adapted all the different things that tie into my Interbank. So these all become a flat rate, and then you can get a check mark, or I like to put a star here. You get everything done for the day, and then that's a bonus. And then here's the things that I go over, which is my morning routine, and then as well as my self-care routine. And here's where I write my balances and all that. And the cool thing is I actually laminate it, so you can see I'm about to do that. I got all these self-laminating sheets, so make sure you get these. They work really well. You don't need heat or anything. And like, this is my original time that I printed out. Oh my gosh, life was so much better once I laminated it. And then it's really easy, so I use it every week. You can see I haven't updated this one in a while, though it's easy. You can just use Windex. And then I updated it, and now I've put in my routine. And the great part is when it's laminated, I just swipe it for the day once I do my routine, and then check off when I do these different things. So I love my Expo markers. So that's how I tie in the events. And then I also use right here for your hours on goals. This is your hourly rate. So when you're working on specific goal tasks, so like this means, hey, I got a business task for the day. Did I do anything towards my business? Check. Yes, I did. Now, if that ties into my goal, then however many hours I'm spending on my business, let's say it's 3 hours, then I'd write in 3. So when I go through later, or I'll just show you right now on your ledger, that's where you'll pop these in. So your value events, what I do is tying this in. Here's my banking. So then my value events, hey, I worked, reviews on my website. I built on the website. So my hourly rate, this is for one business goal. Then my personal goals are on here. So I also give myself passive income. So that ties in. You can use your value event sheet and your contract will come up with what your passive income is if you're going to choose to give yourself passive, which I love, my earned income. So this was where it ties in on my checklist. So if my checklist says 3 hours, then my earned income would be 3 hours. And then here's where my checklist, so I get $100 per checklist. And that's when I was doing it weekly. Then I've been starting to bump it up and do it daily again. So just kind of go with it as long as you're in practice. And that's where having this makes it so awesome, because I don't miss this. I do this every single day on my little laminated sheet, and then I can tally it up and pay myself for the week. So that way when things are overwhelming, at least I'm still banking and keeping on track, and can do this weekly or daily. As far as the scribing. So now I've just popped out a bunch of ledgers. Since I'm committed to doing it daily, I printed out a lot. And then one thing I do is I actually hole punch them on both sides. So it makes it a lot easier. And so what I'm going to do is just plug in. I need a new bank sheet. My business one is okay. I'm doing 2 different ledgers right now, and then I have my personal. So my personal is just about to get full. So this is where I will be popping it in. And then I have my happenings worksheet that I printed out. And what you do is you pop this guy in right next to it. So if my ledger tonight is here, I'm gonna pop in my happenings sheet right over here. So that way I make sure to do my gratitude and my happenings in conjunction with it. If I'm banking on this side of the page, then I can make my happenings sheet over here. So I printed out 2 of them. So you can see that's why I've double check marked it. So it works out really well. So this is where I do the happenings, and then I only keep 1 happening sheet in here at a time. So I have another tab. I think it's number 3 tab. So this is where I have all the different happenings. And then let's see, no, okay, so then this sheet is where I'm putting in my investments. So these are going over, now this is kind of an advanced thing, so you definitely don't need to print this out and do this at the beginning, though it shows you how you can start using your money to make it grow. So let's say that you take out, in this case, we're going to say $20,000 to buy an investment property. You take that $20,000 out of your interbank balance, and then you kind of track it through the investments, and eventually when you sell it, and then you put $30,000 back into your interbank. So then you got a $10,000 bonus. Okay. So this is where I pop the different things in. Oh, and then the last one is my allocation sheet. So same thing, another kind of advanced thing. This one I would definitely recommend doing even before the investments, because this helps you start looking at where your money is going. So you're gonna plug in your interbank paycheck. So for example, let's just say it's $1,000. Then you go into what's 10% of $1,000. So you'll put in $100 in here, $100 in here, $100 into giving, $200 for taxes. Then for your household, this is where you can kind of play around with it. So in real life, you know, more it's the 40 or way more. Though ideally, you'd love to get your household expenses to about 25%. Then you have play money. So that's for vacations or concerts or all sorts of fun sort of stuff. And then make sure you always give yourself play money. And then education, investing in yourself. So that way if you want to buy a book or take a class or go back to school, that's where that money comes from. And then if you're going to be building in a business, then that's where you can invest part into your business. So you just track the allocations each week. Or each month, whatever it needs to be. Though weekly is a great thing to shoot for. And then it just updates the balance. So if you're doing it weekly, monthly, whatever that might be. And then I also like to see, so you get in a sense of breaking down your income into earned and passive and really starting to look at that. And especially like if you're in business, there's passive business income and then there's self-employed. So if there's stuff you have to do to get paid, that's self-employed income. If you don't have to show up and be on vacation and you get checks from your business, that's passive income. So looking at that, and then you have real world income, all sorts of stuff. So your interbank income goes here. This would be your job. So like your real life income and things like that. So you're starting to mush it all together, and that's what helps to create a whole new reality and experience for yourself. So those are the aspects, and popping into the notebook. So what my daily practice is I go through my check marks. Check, 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 check. I love to aim for perfect days going through it. And then I come over to my ledger, and then I update it for the night. So let's say, here we go. So today is 2/15. Oh, and I didn't work yesterday, so at least I logged it. So today, let's see, whoop, wrote the same date as yesterday. That's funny. So then I would say, oh, I actually did do work. So I did, hey, I'm interbanking right now. I've spent, geez, like an hour or more on this. I want to say an hour and a half by the time I'm done. So that's, oh wait, my hourly rate is, oh, this is actually, well, okay, hold on. Just one thing, this is where I get advanced. This is my business log versus my personal. Interbanking is on my personal. So if I say I'm on my earned income, then I've done interbanking for, that stands for interbank. And then this is my hourly rate, 12,000 an hour times this is an hour and a half. And so then that's my interbanking. I also did some stuff on my website. Now the website stuff is going to go on my website ledger. So my website stuff is, how much did I work? I think I did that for 1 hour. So just sort of stuff like that. Not the best example, I'm just doing it live, though this tells you, you know, you can see better examples of how I task it and go through the different things. Yeah, and then here's my, so on this, so my interbanking, scratch that. Though my Party Aloha graphics, most definitely, I'm actually paying myself $10 an hour here, so there's a big difference. Though it's because it's a startup, and this is my initial goal, so I'm using it to, you know, fund from the beginning. And my initial goals for that was not, or my initial rate was not $12,000 when I first started banking. That was well over a year ago. Okay, so $10 an hour times, yeah, 1 hour equals 10, and then you go through whatever else there can be for the day. Oh, actually, so I'll just say interbank templates, because working on these templates does work on that. So I've done that for, say, maybe 30 minutes, because it wasn't this whole time with banking. So then that would be $5. So then whatever my work is total for the day, add that up. So, well, I'll just, and so then this would be, I just make it like that, 15. And then 15 plus 548. Oh, good, on the spot. Let's see. That would be 550 plus 13, $563. Let's hope that's right. Okay, perfect. So then you say, I am so happy and grateful receiving okay, $15, and then write it out. $15, and then making my balance 563. And then sign it. And that's like you're writing a check to yourself. Now what I do is weekly, I pop this into an actual paycheck, and you can see I have lots of paychecks. There's one from, geez, over, oh, that was July. And so my banking, definitely big bucks. So anyways, this is where I go through, and my intent, and I'm so excited to cash these checks. Long overdue. But you know what? My goal is a huge goal to be a billionaire, so I understand why it's not taking instant results. So it is just an amazing process. That's also why I wanted to do my business, so I can use it in a startup sense. And so, you know, looking and hitting that first $10,000 is going to be amazing in gross sales for those businesses. And that's a huge, huge, huge feat. So looking, you know, at growing in different things, and I'm excited to be doing my business versus personal things. So there you go. That's my personal goal for the moment. My banking goal is $48 million, which is not even a billion. I just, mentally, I can't even stretch to $1 billion yet, because that's $2.7 million a day. So this is where this banking stuff, I used to start in the thousands, and it's grown, and now I have a believability in the millions, and it's going to be growing up from there. So this is how you get to use the interbank system to grow and change your world. And believe me, a year from now, or a year ago, my life and my business and my mental health and everything was completely different. I am so grateful to this checklist. Seriously, it like saved my life, and all the stuff that I'm doing, all these parts of it, or should I say the things on the checklist save my life, and the routine makes sure that it keeps going. So grateful, and make sure you connect and get your interbank system starting tonight. Make sure to connect with Lauren's Financial Freedom Journey, and look forward to it. Aloha!